guys, to TheSpurgeonPiper. This is Wilson with you. You can tell by the look, by the sounds, this is not going to be a normal video. I'm doing this last minute, second video of the week, which I haven't done in quite a while. It's a more laid back video, more conversational, spontaneous. I'm going to cover various things. Just bear in mind, family's home, you're going to hear sounds of toddlers in the background. You're going to hear cars driving by because it's cool outside. I have my window open for ventilation and my filter off. And so yeah, it's not as professional, though I never thought my videos were professional. But regardless of that, I wanted to cover a few things. First off, I'm smoking, I guess I want to call this a pot. It's from P Battles. He's a pipe maker in Texas. It's a smaller bowl, and it's one thing I don't like about it, but I love this pipe because of the look. It has like a sea rock sand blasting to it, I guess you'd call, and or rustication probably would be the better term. And it has this white-tailed deer antler band around the stem. I like that. Being a hunter of white-tailed deer, that's pretty cool. And I'm smoking some Cornell and Diehl Sun Bear Mountain Flower. It's pretty nice in the morning. I've already had a bowl of Chelsea Morning. All right, so somewhat of a follow-up from my previous video this week on ghosting your pipe. Some great comments by some of you guys on the channel or on the video, and I want to do some follow-up, some more clarification. Especially two guys, Texas Piper, Brian Dawkins. This was Brian Dawkins. Added some good tips, and one thing I want to clarify is that pipe that I was smoking. I smoked about 4 or 5 bowls of Presbyterian Reformation in it, so there was a good bit of that flavor deepened into the cake of the bowl. But Texas Piper made a comment that usually after about 4 or 5 smokes of another blend, you're going to have that aroma go away. So bear that in mind. I'm glad he mentioned that. I probably should have clarified. If you smoke a bowl or two of an aromatic, you probably don't need to clean it. You just need to be patient. Smoke a few bowls, 4, 5, 6 bowls, what have you, of another blend. And it's probably going to dissipate on its own. All right, so I don't think you need to go through all the steps that I did or I mentioned of cleaning your bowl. I did, and I probably could have waited and let time pass and it would have gone away. But I did because it just really was not melding well with some other blends. The flavors out of Presbyterian Reformation just weren't melding with some blends, so I wanted to get it out of the way. So you need to bear that in mind as you're planning. So that. Secondly, I wanted to show you what I'm working on myself and kind of using some tips, especially by Brian Dawkins, on some issues I'm having. So I have this pipe here that I've come to love, and it's a cheaper estate pipe that I got from Country Squire. Not Country Squires, Smoking Pipes. It was a estate pipe. So this was an Alpha Sunset, and Alpha, I don't know if they still do, but it's a pipe maker in Israel, which I thought it was pretty neat because you don't find many pipes from Israel, right? But I found it on Smoking Pipes months ago, and the weight was really low, but the size of the bowl was pretty decent, and I was pretty attracted to it. I got it. Love the weight. I mean, this is one of my favorite pipes because it's so light, yet the bowl size is pretty nice compared to a light pipe like one I'm smoking now, but the bowl size is it's not that great. I usually just smoke flakes in this because to give myself more smoking time compared to like a ribbon. But there was a problem with this pipe. Even though Smoking Pipe Estate their department does a good job on cleaning up estate pipes, this pipe had a nasty residue of old tobacco from that you find in a lot of estate pipes, especially before they're cleaned. And if you've been around uncleaned estate pipes, you know what I'm talking about. When a pipe has had tobacco in it for a long period of time and it hadn't been cleaned properly, it's a nasty smell and it's a nasty taste, and you just can't get it out. But I love the pipe nonetheless. In fact, Malcolm Pipe Shop did further work on it, rustication work on it, or sandblasting, I should say. I get those terms mixed, so apologies. But he did further work, and I love it. It's a great pipe, but I almost gave it away, almost sold it. I almost sent it back or to Smoking Pipes again to sell. I don't know if they would even take it because that smell, that lingering tobacco, old musty taste, just I couldn't get rid of it. I did salt treatments to this thing. I soaked it in alcohol, like I took the stem off. I soaked this thing in alcohol. Could not get rid of it, and it was even stained with tobacco, like old tobacco residue. Couldn't get rid of it. I did salt treatments on this thing, and I could not get rid of that smell. I did it again recently. I added some higher alcohol content, like drinking alcohol to it, and salt treatment, and then Brian Dawkins made the comment about one way you can get rid of old smells, and whether they're with other blends, or he didn't mention with the problem I have, but I'm going to use it this way, or I did use it this way. Old tobacco estate smell, I don't know what you want to call it, that rank smell, is you fill your tobacco pipe with coffee grounds, unused coffee grounds, and you can fill them in the bowl, and I even filled them into the shank because there was a smell getting there, and it was really hard to clean it with alcohol there too. So I filled it up with coffee grounds, and even I even covered the whole, because even the outside smelt like that old smell, that tobacco smell. So I even covered the whole thing with coffee grounds. I just sacrificed some coffee and thought, you know what, it's going to be for the best. So anyway, I did that for 2 days, and I got to tell you, I haven't smoked it yet, so the jury's out there. But that smell's gone. I'm hoping it comes through the scent, or through the smoke, I should say. So it's gone. It smells like coffee, and I don't smell that old mustiness. And so I don't know if it drew out those oils, the old residue, or what have you, or just covered it, or what. But it's promising, so I'm happy about that. And then I soaked this again and had it cleaned up really well. I even added some other things that I'm not even going to mention because some of you would hate me for it. But it took away the tobacco staining, and so yeah, I'm happy. I'm hopeful so far. I need to clean it up more. I need to run some pipe cleaners through some solution. It still has some coffee residue on it. Just not a bad problem, right? So anyway, that's that on that pipe. Hopefully it helps. It looks like it has. Last thing I'll just mention, since this is kind of an amalgam of topics this morning. What I'm reading, I'm trying to take a break from some of my more theological readings because I need to for my brain. Something more light. Today's my day off. Thursdays usually are. I might work on the mail route, but as far as ministry wise, I make Thursdays my days off. And I'm reading the course of Irish history by F.X. Martin and T.W. Moody. I believe T.W. Moody was a professor of modern history at Trinity College in Dublin. He passed away, I think, in '84. He lived from like 1904 to '84, something like that. It's supposed to be a really solid book on Irish history. I love reading on the UK. I always have. I know I've studied more on UK history than American history, which probably makes me a shameful American. But there you have it. So I've started this. I'm about 50 pages in, and so far I've enjoyed it. It looks like a pretty good read through. It's a thicker book, but it's still a summary, and so We'll see how that goes. But so far, I'm enjoying it. It's pretty easy reading. It's not too difficult, and I've enjoyed it. So that's it. That's all I have for this morning. Again, it was an odd video, but I thought I would go ahead and put it out. If you have questions or comments on pipe treatment, things like that, maybe this would be a good video to put them under. Hopefully some other guys of the YouTube pipe community will chime in, because there's some smart cookies out there that know a lot more about it than I do. I've restored a few pipes, and some of them I had luck with, some of them I didn't. I don't have some of the machinery or techniques down like other guys do, so there's part of it, but part of it's just my ignorance. And yeah, there you have it. Guys, have a good day. We'll talk to you soon.